Hey Narwhals, I'm your host Luke Narwhal, and welcome back to another weight loss video. Hope you enjoy. I know a lot of people say that weight loss doesn't make you happier, but it definitely has made me happier, and I'm not sure that's entirely accurate. So I'm still on my journey, but I've gotten down from 147 pounds to 134, which is how much I weighed last summer. Before the pandemic, I weighed 127, and before that, 115. I'm 5'6", so 147 wasn't technically overweight for me, although honestly, given how sedentary I was, it probably partially was. So my motivation to lose weight was twofold. First, I felt very ugly and unattractive at that weight. I felt like I didn't look good, and I didn't want to be fat vanity-wise. I wanted to like the way I looked. The second most important reason was that I just didn't feel like myself, and I hated that. I wanted to feel like myself. That was the biggest motivator. I also wanted to eat more healthily for the sake of my body. 13 pounds down, and I'm significantly happier. Genuinely, I feel better about the way I look, I'm happier looking in the mirror, and really excited because my face looks like how it used to, and my stomach is flatter, and I feel like myself. Even the fact that my butt is smaller makes me happier because it's more like me, even if it isn't conventionally as attractive. I also feel lighter, and me changing my diet has really made me feel much better in terms of eating healthier food. Making myself be more active has also made me feel a lot better. I have a pretty happy life, and I'm on summer break and in a really happy and supportive relationship, and I have tons of hobbies that I enjoy and I'm able to pursue right now, so I definitely have other factors that are making me happy, and I wasn't terribly depressed when I started out. But the weight loss is definitely a positive thing, and it's made me feel better and happier. Having a healthier body that you like more can definitely make you feel happier, especially if you've made lifestyle changes to eat healthier and be more active. I think the phrase, losing weight doesn't make you happy, isn't fully accurate. Sorry, this is a bit of me just rambling, but I'm curious to hear other people's experiences, and I wanted to talk about it. I think it depends on what is actually causing your unhappiness. Like you, when I lost 30 pounds in 2016, it was mainly my physical discomfort that motivated me. I hated the feeling of my back fat rolls. I'd lost my waist, etc. So, once I got back to a place where I felt comfortable, I was perfectly content again. But a lot of times when you're overweight for a while, sometimes you place the blame of your circumstances onto your weight. No one will date me because I'm fat. If I could wear cuter clothes, I'd have less insecurity. But the world is proof that you don't need to be skinny to find a partner, and you don't need to fit into those hourglass sundresses to feel confident. They are problems they've endured over time, and instead of trying to fix them through therapy or bettering themselves emotionally, it's easier to just blame your weight. And when the weight comes off, you have nothing to hide behind anymore. It's why a lot of people gain it back. Part of it is thinking, well, if I'm not happy skinny, then I might as well stop depriving myself since I'll be miserable whether or not I eat this box of Oreos. Happiness is emotional wellness for the most part. Eating well helps with that dramatically, improving mental health and energy levels, etc. But just losing the weight by eating smaller portions will not fix all your problems. It heals your body, but your soul is a separate entity that needs its own special health plan. I think this sentiment isn't accurate because it's too black and white. I think a much more accurate sentiment is weight loss isn't a guarantee to make you happier, so people don't always go into weight loss thinking it will solve all their issues. Major kudos to your success. I get it. Losing weight is the solution to the particular problem for me. The way I feel, my ability to get off the floor from playing with my kids, the way clothes fit is also a big one for me, especially after having my second kid. I know my body will never be the same when I played competitive sports and I was 16, but looking nice in clothes makes me happy. Will losing weight fix other problems? No, but it will help my self-esteem, which is a big problem for me, especially getting to my heaviest weight after that second kid. I am vain. I know that, and for my losing weight is a vanity thing, just like getting braces was. Happiness is relative or subjective. I think some people think it's the answer to everything when the real answer is maybe a combination of things. For example, some think they are single because they are overweight, when plenty of people find love when they are overweight. It's more likely that they lack the confidence, and that isn't necessarily fixed with weight loss. I think you're generally correct though, and congrats on getting your weight under control before it got to be too big of a deal. Sometimes the less we have to lose, it's painfully slow. My story was very much a case of I was just straight up unattractive, and whilst I wasn't that confident, once I lost that last little bit of weight and finally bought new clothes, it was like a switch had been flipped. My unattractiveness wasn't just about my weight. I have an unfortunate complexion. But once I got done what I could there, nothing happened. Got better fitting clothes though, and now I get compliments daily that aren't limited to fashionable like they were before. My confidence didn't meaningfully improve until after the weight loss. After all, there's no fixing my face. It absolutely has made me happier. My anxiety is so much better. I'm more outgoing and I feel healthier. My energy is through the roof and I got my confidence back. I saw a man at Walmart who was totally my type and boldly I struck up a conversation with him. It worked out. He asked me out and I never would have done that a year ago. Now when I look at my before pictures, I feel triggered. That woman is not who I am. I'm 100% happier than before. And this isn't just about looks, how you get perceived, what clothes you can wear, and how people treat you. Even if I lived alone on a deserted island, I would be happier now because I could run, walk, swim, climb trees, work, and do whatever would be necessary to live on a deserted island with ease. I guess what they mean is make you happier versus what you're saying is feel happier. I find there's a difference. Sure, only losing weight isn't going to make you a happier person if you don't work on the other things in life, but it will make you feel happier or feel better or lighter in your body. I haven't been overweight, but I've lost weight and felt good about my body and how I move. Compared to feeling like you're not liking what you see, you move different. That's not something only losing weight brings, but also the journey or implementing discipline. I guess a lot of this happiness is also chemicals and release of dopamine after activity and exercise. I kind of agree with what you're saying. I don't know who these people are who are saying that, but I'm guessing if that's correct, they're usually disregarding other parts of their life and just focusing on the number on the scale rather than the process of getting there. I don't even really know how to really phrase my comment, but I agree. I used to have an ED. I was terrified of being fat and had a body ED. I still do to an extent, but I've learned to adjust for it. Now I am fat. I prefer to say I have fat as it takes the morality away, and it's not as bad as I thought, which is beautiful in a way. However, my ED was a long time ago, and you can't tell me that 200 pounds at 5'6" is healthier than 150. And it's weird because a lot of the negative self-talk about my weight is just that. It's negative, and it uses so much mental energy. But it goes away when I lose weight, and I'm happier. And I'm doing it this time in a healthy way. I'm not using ED habits anymore, so isn't it better for me to lose the weight? Is vanity such a wrong reason? It's only part of the reasons, but it is better for my mental health to do this than to wallow in guilt, depression, and shame. As I'm nearing my first 10 pounds down, it's amazing to me how much happier I am, and I'm not using any more or less mental energy than I was before. It's just more positive mental energy. I'm no longer sitting here thinking about how fat I've gotten all the time and feeling guilty because I haven't done anything about it. Now I'm focusing on doing things about it, but still, it isn't my whole day and it's not overly important in my life. I am flexible when I need to be. Is that so wrong? All this being said, it's very complicated, but I agree with you. It's okay to be happier at a lower weight, as long as you're doing it in an unhealthy way and for unhealthy reasons. The right way to lose weight is what's right for you and makes you happy, and is done in a healthy way, not what everyone else says. I just lost 15 pounds several years ago, and I've kept it off since then, and it was life-changing. My body positivity took longer than the weight loss though, has been so much better. I'm much more comfortable, I'm less miserable when doing my hobbies. Losing weight and keeping the weight off has made such a great impact on my well-being, and of course my mental health, aka happiness, is also better. This reminds me of a book by Dan Harris called 10% Happier. In it, he covers his trials and tribulations of dealing with the on-air anxiety attack and how he turned to meditation to help. When asked how meditation helped, he often replied that it made him 10% happier. It wasn't a magic bullet that solved all of his problems, but it helped a little, so he continued the practice. I think the same can be said about weight loss. Weight loss won't make you happy, it will make you happier, which is a huge step towards a happy life. And that brings us to the end of the video, Narwhals. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please tap subscribe to join our awesome community, the Narwhals, and for more weight loss stories that help you stay on track. And here's our featured Narwhal of the day. I'm 5'10" and 140 pounds down. The left was after I'd already lost 40 to 50 pounds, but who knew how much my life would change from losing weight? I love your YouTube videos. It's nice to hear others feeling the way that I do. I made a Reddit just to comment with everyone.